Hi, welcome to this course on Python, and in this video we shall be talking about data structures in Python. Now what are data structures? Data structures are nothing but containers that organize and group data according to the data type, according to the type of data. There are multiple data structures in Python. There are data structures like lists, sets, tuples, dictionaries. We shall be talking about each one of them in this video. Let's get started. Well, I'll give you a brief overview about list, tuples, dictionaries, and sets in this video. And then I'll talk about the practical applications using lists. How do we use lists? How do we access data in lists? And in the upcoming videos, we shall be talking about sets, tuples, and dictionaries. Now, lists and tuples are very similar to each other. They just have very minute differences, very similar in nature. What are lists? Values in lists are called as elements or items, and you can have a list of multiple data types, which means, let's say, somebody or your manager asks you to store all the customer information. The best possible way to store all the information, your name, your age, your salary, your expenditure, whatever it is, in a list. Your list could have multiple types of data. It could have all the elements as integers, some of them as integers, some of them as string, and you can also have list within a list. So values in list are called as elements or items. You can see this is an example. We have 10, 20 and class, where 10, 20 are integer types and class is a string type. What will be the length of this list? There are 3 elements, so the length of this list will be 3. There are also some concepts like nested lists, which means list inside a list. So there will be some examples which we will be covering in the Python code. Lists are mutable in nature. Mutable, which basically means you can access the elements and change it. And immutable means you can access the elements but you cannot change the elements. So lists are mutable in nature and tuples are immutable in nature. Variable length, accessed similarly like arrays, first element stored at 0th index. The way we studied strings, HELLO, H is a part of your 0th index. Your first index is E, second index is L, third index is L, fourth index is O. Very similarly, lists are also having from 0th index. In this first example 10, 20 class, if I print the 0th index, I will get the output as 10. If I print the first index, it will be 20 and the second index will be class. Similarly, if I print the -1 index, it will be class, -2 will be 20 and -3 will be 10. Tuples are similar to lists, having a sequence of value of any type and enclosed within parentheses. The only Not only, there are very few differences between lists and tuples, which we will be discussing in the next slide. Let's first discuss about the differences between tuples and lists, and then we'll start talking about lists in the practical terms. The first difference is lists are always defined in squared brackets and tuples are always defined in round brackets. Lists are mutable in nature, which means you can access the elements and you can change it. For an example, you are storing the customer information in a list. Tomorrow you have to change your age, you have to change your salary. So your customer information should be a list. Let's say you are storing your information like passport details, PAN card details, something like that. Those kind of things should be a part of a tuple, which cannot be changed. There are more than 40 available methods in lists. And when it comes to tuples, there are around 30 to 35 available methods in tuples. Lists If content is not fixed and keeps on changing, then we should go for lists. If content is fixed and never change, then we should go for tuples. So it all depends upon which scenario, what are you dealing with. Based on the type of data, based on your requirements, you have to define your data structure. List objects cannot be used as keys for dictionaries because keys should be hashable and immutable. Tuple objects can be used as keys for dictionaries because keys should be hashable and immutable. Well, before getting into sets and dictionaries, let's try to jump into the codes for lists, and in the next video we shall be jumping into tuples, and once we understand lists and tuples, then we can go ahead and learn sets and dictionaries. So let's get started with the Python code. So this is again a beautiful document, beautiful file that has been created for lists only for you. Well, lists are ordered sequence of mixed data types, which means you can have your all the list attributes could be integers, they could be float, they could be string type, they could be combinational, and they could also have lists. So lists of lists are nothing but nested lists. Okay, so lists are ordered sequence of mixed data types. Lists are written in comma separated elements within square brackets. So let's say you want to store your information in a list. Let's say cust info. You want to store, let's say I'm storing my information. My name is, my age is 31, my location is Hong Kong, and my salary is 12,000, my something else, let's say my something else is 14,000, my bandwidth is 1 GB, let's define as a string, something like that. Now if I store this, you can see I have defined a variable, I have a assignment operator, and I have defined a square bracket. Now this logically is a list. How can we check that? Check by using the type operation, type of your variable name, and it is giving me list. But if I do the same thing, instead of this, I will just change it to, sorry, instead of square brackets, I have just changed it to round brackets. Now if I do cust info new, and then I do type of cust info new, you can see it's a tuple. This is the difference between a list and a tuple. There are various other differences which we will be learning slowly. Let's learn something about lists. Now we have defined our list 1 equals to India, 5 Delhi. Do this. If I print my list, these are my attributes. How to check the length of a list? Very similar to string operation. String operation also you do len function. Here also use len of list1. If I do this, it's printing me 3 because it has 3 elements and the type is list. The next example is I have mentioned about nested lists. List within a list. I have defined a list which is list2 equals to India, Delhi, 5, 10, Rajkot, Chennai. If I do this, the length of this is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. The fifth element is a list itself. If you want to access the first element, how can we do that? 0, it will give me India. Access the second element, it will give me Delhi. Third, fourth, fifth element, it is giving me Rajkot and Chennai. Okay, so the fourth element is nothing but is a list. The first element, it's a string. Okay, so here I have defined my list. Now just imagine I want this attribute Rajkot. How can we do that? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Simple. List 2 of 4 is nothing but Rajkot and Chennai. Just imagine this as a list. I'm just removing it. Just imagine this is nothing but list new. How to find Rajkot? It will be this of 0. Simple. This will give me Rajkot, and this is nothing but this, right? If I undo it, you can see list 2 of 4, which is the fourth index, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is Rajkot and Chennai. Okay, just imagine this is a list. The list name is list new. How to get the first element? You have to do brackets of 0. I'm just changing this to this. If I do this, I'm printing Rajkot. 4 and 1, it is giving me Chennai. How to access from back? Let's say I want Rajkot, but I want to access from back. So -1. So I will type -1 of -1 -2. -1 of -2. This is giving me Rajkot. So this is also giving me Rajkot, and 4, 0 is also giving me Rajkot. So -1 -2 is similar to 4 and 0. Okay, -1 and -2 because from back. The last element is -1, Rajkot and Chennai. From that, -2, -1 -2. If you do this way, that will also work. -1 of 0. That will also work. Okay, because -1 is Rajkot Chennai, and then from Rajkot Chennai, the 0th element, like the 0th index. These are little bit complex things, but super simple to understand. Once you start practicing it, you will get it. Indexing, list 2 of 0 is India. And slicing. Slicing, I have already explained how to slice it. The last element is -1, which is Rajkot. Okay, here I've defined the same list, and then I'm just extracting Rajkot. Now we will try to learn what is list concatenation. What is string concatenation? Whenever we talk about these concepts, always relate everything with respect to string. What is string concat? Let's say A equals to hello and B equals to world. Now I type A plus B. This is nothing but hello world. That means you are combining hello and world. A equals to 5, B equals to 10. Now if you do A plus B, this is 15, right? So similarly in list also, if you are doing list 1 equals to this, list 2 equals to this, you are doing new list equals to list 1 plus list 2. Here what happens is your list is added, is appended with elements. It's not like the first element and the first element of list 1 and the first element of list 2 will be added together. It's not like that. Concatenation in list basically is nothing but appending of elements. Okay, so my new list looks like this. But what if I have a list 1, 2, 3, 4, and then to that I am adding this list 5 and 6. And then also it is doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Similarly, I have defined here tuples. Tuple equals to this. Okay, let's not talk about tuples. We'll define list. List 3 equals to brackets and brackets. List 3, list 3. Okay. So this is nothing but membership in lists. What is membership? That means whether a member is a part of a list or not. I have defined a list. I'm printing 1 in list 3. Is 1 a part of list 3? If yes, print true. If not, print false. This is what is happening here. So 1 is a part of the list, so it is throwing true, and the second one is not part of the list, so it is throwing false. Same with list. I have also explained list and tuples. Oh, here we had defined about the tuples. Okay, let's change it. Both are same. Now we will try to talk about the mutability feature of list. How lists are mutable in nature. how can we access the elements and change it. Okay, so I'm defining a list one. Let's say one of my candidate is choosing these subjects as his primary subjects: mathematics, physics, chemistry, and biology. Simple. Now, after certain days, he realizes that, oh, I don't want to study biology. It seems to be very difficult. I want to change it to computer science. Is it possible? Well, if you are storing your attributes in list, it is possible. How to access biology first? To access biology, which is 0, 1, 2, 3, simply do list 1 of 3, that is biology. Or else list 1 of -1, right? By no, by now you must have already been knowing about all these indexes. Just imagine now you want to change biology to something else, computer science, and then I'll just delete this because we have already run it, and then my list one becomes maths, physics, chemistry, and computer science. So this is the beauty of list. You can access the elements and you can update it, and this is one of the features which is called as mutability. Okay, it is mutable in nature. Next thing what we will learn is going to be extends. What is extend function in lists? I have defined a list. List 1 equals to 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm doing list 1 dot extend 5, 6. Now what's happening here is my list 1 becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means it is extending. And there is another method called as append. What is append? If you are doing list 1 equals to this, list 1 dot append this, that means this total entity 5 comma 6 is appended to the list as a new element. So the new element, the fifth element, is going to be a list. So here if you print list 1, this becomes like this. The fifth element is 5, 6. So it is a nested list. So this is one of the differences between extend and append. In extend, simply it extends the elements to the list. In append, if you are passing a list, then it appends the full list as a new entity. Okay. The next operation is going to be delete command. Del command or delete command is used to delete some attributes from a list. Let's say I have defined a list 1 equals to 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to delete list 1 of 2. That means 0, 1, 2. The third value, the second index. So 1, 2, 3 will be deleted. 3 will be deleted. If I run this, you can see 3 is deleted. My output is 1, 2, and 4. Without deleting, there is also another method called as pop. Pop method is also part of the pandas library, which we will be studying in future. Pandas pop. Pandas pop also pops out that particular column from your data. Here it is popping out the attribute. So if your list 1 is 11, 22, 33, 44, you are popping out the second index, which is 33. If you run this, your output is 11, 22, and 44. Another operation, another method is remove. So pop operation works on indexes, remove operation works on values. Let's say you want to remove a certain value from a list, you can pass list dot remove and pass that value. If you want to remove or delete a certain index, then pass dot pop, then index value. Okay. Pop by default, it deletes the last object from the list. Pop takes index as an input. Okay, pop and remove are done. Now our next one is sort operation. How do we sort a list? Let's say I have defined my list equals to 9, 5, and 2. How to sort it? there is a method which is called as dot sort. Dot sort will basically sort the values in ascending order. So if I do a dot sort, you can see 952 has been sorted to 259. If you are adding more attributes, 1 2 5 7 9 12 ascending order. But if you want to do it in the descending order, pass reverse equals to true, and then your reverse is true. So I will be discussing a very small concept. There is one concept which we already studied, which is dot sort. There is another method called as sorted. But what is the difference between sort and sorted? Somehow both seems to be same, right? But no, there is a difference between sort and sorted. So far I think everybody knows about sort operation. Now let's try to understand sorted operation or sorted method. Let's say I have defined a list which is having oranges, strawberry and mango. B equals to a dot sort. That means I'm doing a dot sort and I'm passing it to B. Now you can see if I'm printing it, A is printed, mangoes, orange, strawberries. If I print B, nothing is printed. Why? Because this is not how sort operation works. If you print a dot sort, then okay. So a dot sort does not print. If you just okay. Okay. So a dot sort basically rearranges the values but does not print anything. You cannot assign anything to a dot sort. Okay. So that is the reason when I am assigning this value to another attribute, there is no assignment. There is no assigning is not happening. Okay. So if you simply do a dot sort, then the list will be sorted. If you print A, it will be sorted based on alphabetical order. M comes first, then O, then S, right? But if you want to store it into another list object, then you have to use sorted method. Using sorted method, that means you are sorting it and recreating another object. Dot sort does not create another object. It does not create another variable. But sorted operation, the sorted method creates another object and then you are assigning it to B, and then you can see A is unsorted values and B is the sorted values. Okay, after that we have some other operation to understand, which is shallow copy. What is shallow copy? You can see A equals to oranges, strawberry and mango. Here I am defining B equals to A. If I print this, my A and B are same because I have just assigned A to B, simple. But if I do A dot pop, which means the last attribute mango goes away, right? Now my A is oranges, strawberry. What will be B? B is also getting changed because my B is nothing but A. So this is nothing but shallow copy. Okay. Similarly, here I'm assigning a proper list to B. I'm not doing shallow copy. I'm not directly assigning the A value to B. When you are doing B equals to A, that means you are assigning whatever is A, that becomes B. So anything that happens to A, changes are also reflected to B. That is the concept of shallow copy. But if you are doing B equals to A of 0 to 3 and print B, you can see B is now oranges, strawberry and mango. Now if you pop mango, A, from A your mango is gone, but from B it's not gone. It is still assigned because a new object has been created in memory. Let's try to solve this. One of the questions to solve: description, add the element Python to a tuple, input tuple equals to, okay, it's not about tuples. We'll be discussing this question probably in the tuples class. That's it. Okay, this is one of the questions related to lists. Let's try to solve this. Split the input. Let me just hide the answer. split the string input str equals to Kumar underscore Ravi underscore 003 to the person's second name, first name and unique customer code. So it says if your input string is this, try to assign it into multiple variables. In this example, second name is Kumar, first name is Ravi, and customer code is 003. Okay, so what we can do here is I have my input string. So simply, if I run this is my input string. How to find the first attribute? Simply you can do string1 equals to input string from 0 to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. What if we do like this and then print str1 Kumar? So it will be 5 because from 0th index till 4th index, 5th is not inclusive. My mistake. Okay. Similarly, I will do string 2 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 colon, sorry, 6 colon 7, 8, 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. So 10. And then print 2. This is Ravi. Similarly, my string 3 will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. From 11, I'll just keep it open. Sorry, string 3. Oh, this becomes 003. This is one of the ways. Another way is there is also a split operation in strings. String split in Python. Dot split. Okay. txt dot split. Similarly, what we can do is we can split it based on underscore. If my input is Kumar Ravi 003, I am creating a list and I'm splitting it based on underscore. Now if I'm printing list 1, you can see this is Kumar, Ravi and 003. Now I can print the first element, the second element and the third element. Right, Ravi Kumar 003. So there are some other exercises as well. I will anyways be passing on this document to you. That's it all about lists so far. In the next videos, we shall be learning more on tuples, sets and dictionaries. Till then, bye bye.